So here I am along the Var again, the River Var, and as you can see, it's pretty full. It's pretty in flood. It's been higher though. There's flooding up on the path. So there's the Bow de Saint-Jeannet again. I'm going up the valley again today. It's Saturday. It's 13th April. Beautiful day. Shame about the traffic noise from the nearby highway, but it gets better later on. There's a lot of new development on the other side of the river. This is the outskirts of Saint-Laurent-du-Var. All this rain that we had a couple of weeks ago and the melting snow is driving this. So here am I. I'm further up the river. There's a weir here, a couple of them. Quite an impressive amount of water coming down. Combination of fresh snow melt, because we're getting into spring proper, and the rain they've had up in the mountains recently. So yeah, there's quite a bit of water. There's the busy road on the other side. I'm just quite enjoying this gravel path today. I wasn't sure where to go this morning, and I thought I was going to maybe cycle to Antibes or something, and I've done that a fair few times recently. I'm not sure how far I'll continue, but so another weir here. There's a heck of a lot of water flowing down there. Watch my footing here. Mighty River Var, and then up in the distance is another weir. I think that's number 3, and we have a lot of wood here, trees and things that have been washed down. But of course, in the storm a few years ago, the storm that created havoc in this part of the world, there were just thousands and thousands of trees in the rivers washed down, and down at Saint-Laurent-du-Var, where the Var comes out into the sea, just a massive number of trees, and they enlisted the public to volunteer to help to clear it all up, and in a few weeks it was all cleared. Bit of graffiti here. There's a water level indicator there, so we're well off the high water. I mean, it gets up there. It'll be interesting. I guess it does. There's Carros across the valley, old medieval village, sort of surrounded now by all the new developments. But at one time that would have been an isolated little village. So I've left the valley bottom now. I'm climbing up to a village called Castagniers, up this road, and after Castagniers, Aspremont, which I know from previous trips, and then Aspremont. You see how much development there is on the side of the river here. From Aspremont, I can probably head back if I feel like it. This is it's quite a climb. It's not that steep though. It's not marked. I don't think I'm far from Castagniers. I seem to remember I've been cycled to Castagniers before. It's a long time ago. Got 2 bottles today. Thought I'd bring a second bottle. It's a good idea actually, because I finished the first. The last bit of my ride before I left the valley was along that road, and it's not pleasant because you've got all that really fast traffic. After you finish the gravel section down at the bridge down there, you've then got a few kilometres of that which I saw the turn off for Aspremont, and I thought, I'll take that, thanks. So yeah, it's a nice day. Imagine how different this valley was even 20-30 years ago, before all of this development. And you just had the old perch villages high up there. There's one right there in the centre of the screen. I'm not sure which one that is. It's not Carros, it's after Carros. And then there's one a bit further down. And where I'm going, Aspremont, is another village on a hill. So here I am in Castagniers. The church here, I've been here before, years ago. There's a welcome spot. Actually, that climb was quite it wasn't super steep, but it was quite persistent, if you know what I mean. So there, down there is the Var Valley. I've climbed from there, and way in the distance is probably the sea, but you can't see it. This is a church and a police station. You see that? Police municipal. Yeah. Who knows how old this? And every little village in France has these memorials to the dead of the First World War. Disparu. There's a cat over there. I was going to fill my water bottles at the fountain there, but it says non potable, so I'll hang on. I think I've got more climbing to go to get up to Aspremont. I know Aspremont, I've been there before many times, but I don't think I've ever cycled there. Motorcycle there. Okay, I'm going to have a bit of a rest and then continue on. So, just left Castagniers, and as I was leaving I discovered I've got a slow puncture, which is not great. So I've pumped it up to see if I do have a spare tube and some tools, but I'd rather not have to take the wheel off and replace the tube here. I'd rather do that when I get home. Beautiful view here. High up. Basically, when you get away from the coast here, everything's a climb. So now I'm heading up to Aspremont, which is only about 3k, but 3k up this, which will probably take me 15-20 minutes. I'll have to soldier on with the tube and see what gives. So here I am, Aspremont. I made it. I only stopped once to pump up the tyre. There's the church higher on the hill there. There's a little market going on here. These apartments are all new. And there's a church, another church here. There's some sort of hotel or hostelry de Aspremont. It's quite an old town. Some cyclists out on a ride, like myself, but on road bikes. There's steps up to the old town, but I'm not going to go up there because, well, I've got this puncture. So it's either keep pumping it up every 15-20 minutes or change the tube. So I think I'll sort of head back now. Anyway, there you go. So bye. So just left Aspremont, which is over there, the church tower, and then if I pan slowly around here, you get a rather spectacular view. There's the Esterel in the distance, and there's the it's actually Cap d'Antibes, I think. Yes, Cap d'Antibes with the Mediterranean over there, and actually that looks like the Ile de Saint-Marguerite in the distance, just beyond where you can get the ferry to. There's a cyclist just bombing down here. So now I'm only about 10k from home, and given this puncture, I'll probably just head back, which is sort of a little bit disappointing, but I don't really want to go to the effort of changing the tube here. Mountain bike tyres are a lot more difficult to get off than road bike tyres. That's the one downside. So I head back down now. Okay, there you go. So I'm just heading back into Nice here, and there's a lot of these ridges that run down towards the sea, and we've got little villages on the ridges. And then I just spotted this. Look at this in the garden, huh? There you go. That's an old Citroen. Nice. Still got the yellow headlamp bulbs. I wonder how much work that would be to resurrect. I like those cars. The police used to drive them about, I don't know, in the 1940s, was it? Anyway, so that was interesting. So here we are. We're now further down. This is the little Église Saint-Pierre-Férique. It's quite an old church. I don't know the exact date. It's all firmly closed. And this area, general area, is called Saint-Pierre-Férique. This here used to be a bar or restaurant, I think, years ago, and now it's a, what's his name? What do you call that? Hairdresser, coiffeur, hairdresser. But I just want to show you or anybody something which is just across the road. It's a great view of Nice here. I'll try not to get run over. You can see the whole of Nice, and then down there you can actually see the roof of the opera house in the far distance, and of course the Mediterranean. Pretty calm today, so I'm pretty close to home now. I just continue down this road and we come down and down and down. So basically since Aspremont I've just been coming downhill. There's a few little ups, but not much. So hope that's of interest. That's Simi over there in the distance, in the middle of the photo, which is where Queen Victoria used to stay. And then obviously you've got the hills behind, and then in the far distance that way you've got the high mountains towards the Italian border. So yeah, that's my little ride today. It's like I say, it's sort of cut short because of the puncture. Now I'll probably go home this afternoon and fix it. I may actually go and buy a new tube, because the tube I've got, the spare, has already been fixed once. So it's probably better that I just get a new one this afternoon. Go to buy one. Okay, so if you like the video, give it a thumbs up, or feel free to ask questions. Okay, so I'm just a bit further down, but I had to photograph this because it's such a great view of Nice. Centre of Nice over there, Montbron behind it, and of course the Mediterranean. See a couple of large sailing boats out there. You can actually see the pink dome of the Negresco on the prom. Yeah, just over there. That's a pretty good ride. I've been out about 3 or 4 hours, about 4 hours I think. Like I say, just a pity about the puncture, but then it's the second puncture, only the second puncture I've had in nearly 5,000 kilometers on this bike. So since I got it in September, so that's not bad, I suppose. There's bound to be a thorn in it or a piece of metal or something, and I'll find out later. Okay, so that's my ride. Okay, hope you like it. Bye.